Hi everyone, this is Sister Crystal, and welcome to my new channel. Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop. Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop is kind of a spin-off of my other channel, Classic Hip Hop Storage Box. And on this channel, we'll talk about get more in depth about different types of classic hip hop. When I say classic hip hop, it's anything over 7 years old. A lot of my stuff, a lot of the things that I have are like from mid 1980s on up to like mid 1990s. But I have some stuff that's newer, but not newer than 7 years ago. So, with that said, I'm here talking about the new movie Roxanne Roxanne, which is the story of Roxanne Shante. She's the legendary living legend that was doing freestyle rap battles back in the early 1980s, I guess through the late 1980s. And this story, it really tells it's the story of and without giving away any spoilers, I'm not going to do that, but this is the story of Roxanne Shante and how she grew up in the New York neighborhood of Queensbridge projects, and just how she survived with her and her family and all of that. So I saw it premiered Friday, was it? Yeah, Friday, March 23rd. It's a pretty I was just so excited to hear about this movie. I've been waiting for it. Actually, it's been around a little while. It premiered at the Sundance Music Festival maybe a little over a year ago. So the people who went to that festival had a chance to see this movie firsthand, and now it's available on Netflix. And I'm really excited to see a movie about not just hip hop, but a woman in hip hop. And so, because oftentimes when you hear about the hip hop legends, a lot of women are left out in that conversation. So that's a conversation for another day. But I just wanted to just show my excitement for this movie. I'm not going to get too much into it because it just came out a few days ago. But I'd like to have discussions maybe after this Friday, March 30th, when more people have had the chance to see it, and we could just talk about the movie and dissect it. I will let you know this is not a typical hip-hop movie. It has elements of hip-hop in it, but it's just really the story of a young black girl growing into a woman during the age of the crack epidemic and a lot of things, Reaganomics and all the stuff that was happening in the 1980s, and she's having to grow and come into her own during all of that, and also just being in a male dominated field, and you have to remember that during the time, like it was like early 1982 or 83 when Roxanne Shante got started. That was right at the beginning when record companies began to see that there was money in hip hop. So yeah, so I'm showing you this. So this is her at age 14, and that's DJ Marley Marl behind her, and you'll see in the movie how they got hooked up and everything like that. And that, I didn't know that this is actually a freestyle. That was her just off the top of the head. I didn't know that. And so this is the actress that's playing Shante in the movie, actress Shante Adams. Her name is Shante. So that was interesting. And then you have actress Nia Long, veteran in the acting world. I was excited to know that she was in the movie and see her. Then this is just the promotional picture. Now, the young lady on the left, she played Roxanne Shante. That's Nia Long in the middle. And at the end, I forgot his name, but he plays the older guy that's with Roxanne Shante. And then here they are on the left. I guess that's the left. Nia Long plays Roxanne Shante's mom. And then that's Shante Adams playing Roxanne Shante in the movie. And here's Roxanne at age 15. I remember seeing these pictures almost when they were new. I'm from the Midwest, so it took a little while for some of that hip-hop stuff to get to us, but we had some. But I'll talk about that later. And this is her now, and she's in front of her Queensbridge housing projects where she grew up. And yeah, and they show all of that. So just excited, just wanted to just throw that out there, and thankfully that she's able. One interesting thing was that Shante was on the set, so what you see is has Shantae's stamp of approval. And movies like that are interesting because this is not like an unauthorized biography or anything. Like the things you see in the movie is what she approved, and then she gave her stamp of approval. One thing I will let people know, and I'm hoping it's not a spoiler, but it goes through the early 1980s up until the late 1980s. So a lot of comments that I've heard people say about the movie and the way it ended, and again, I'm not going to give that up, but it really gives you some insight into her early beginnings, and also it gives some insight into why she left the business. She actually left. She retired at a young age from hip hop. And so if you watch this movie, it kind of, to me, I think it kind of gives you it chronicles the events that led up to her leaving the hip hop scene so early in her career. I believe she retired around age 24, maybe 25, but I think she was 24, and she retired from it. And actually, she only released 2 albums. So throughout this movie, you'll see, her progression. But again, it only goes through the early 1980s through the late 1980s, but a lot happened during those years. So I hope you take the time to watch the movie of a living legend that's still around. I think she's a teacher now in New Jersey. And so, yeah. So I will be back, and thank you so much for liking and subscribing, if you will. I greatly appreciate it. This has been Sister Crystal of Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop. Let's Talk Classic Hip Hop.